When it comes to sports in India, the kids generally pick up a cricket bat, a badminton racket, or even a football. But not many in India will consider to take up chess as their professional career. But the ones who take up the career seriously goes on to become Nihal Sarin.
64 squares is his favorite turf. 16 soldiers is his army. This young boy on your screen is the Prince of Chess in India. Currently ranked at number 9 in India. FIDE World Ranking 201. Don't go by his age, his talent will blow your mind away. He has already made India proud. His name is Grandmaster Nihal Sarin. If you have anything to do with chess, then Nihal's name should sound familiar to you. He is some player and also a celebrity in the chess circuit. He has a fan following which understandably comprises of the youth.
I like Nihal Sarin because he's one of the young GMs. He's humble, and I would also like to be like him.
He's a very solid player. Like in the World Cup, he played very well. I like his attacking chess because in the World Cup he featured a lot of amazing sacrifices.
Don't go by his age. This young boy can decimate the best of opponents. Chessboard is where his heart lies and the game is like oxygen to him. Nihal Sarin eats, sleeps, drinks chess.
Basically, I just like everything about chess. It's a very nice game. And requires a lot of. It's a battle between the minds of two players, which I find very interesting, and I just like it.
15-year-old Nihal is peculiar and stands out from the crowd. He bides his time, waits for his opposition to blink, and then in a flash delivers the unexpected move. Chess is not a sport for him. It's passion, in fact obsession for the 15-year-old.
Each time I win a game, I might feel very good. So can't say an exact point. Maybe when I broke 2500. But there is no real point like that. Just a win makes me feel very happy and a loss makes me feel very demotivated.
Nihal is a grandmaster, but the seeds of his success were sown when he was just 6. At an age when kids hardly know about things around them, he was spending time on chessboard.
My grandfather taught me the rules of chess at the age of 5, around 5 to 6. Then I slowly started to get interested in the game, and initially I played a lot with my grandfather, and slowly I started to win against him. Then there is a coach in Kottayam named Matthew, and only when he told, we realized that there were tournaments for chess, and a lot of coaches helped me very well.
Nihal possesses an extraordinary mind and a razor-sharp memory. That's the primary reason behind his success in chess. But more than his success, failures have taught him more.
Failures are very important to go forward, because then only you realize your weaknesses and where to improve. And it has helped a lot to figure out many of my weaknesses, and we are trying hard to plug the holes.
Nihal is a smart operator. Like any other professional, he too does his mental preparations and work on strategies.
Just stay calm and focused and just try to play my best chess against the strongest players in the world. Yes, there are softwares for preparing against opponents like ChessBase, and you can see opponents' data from there and prepare accordingly. Depends on the opponent. Like some players, it's very good to, especially who has a very tight repertoire, it's very good to prepare, and like you can really target them in the opening especially. And if it's some player who plays everything, like plays some random stuff, then it does not make much sense to prepare too much. So it depends on the opponent really.
Now we are sure you must be curious about knowing this young mind with exceptional chess ability, a career which has seen so much already, and he is all but 15.
I started playing at the age of around 6. My first major success was probably winning the World Youth Under 10 in Durban, South Africa. Then I did play a couple of World Youths, like in 2015 Under 12 World Youth in Greece, I got silver. And then recently it is I finished my Grandmaster title in 2018. That's last year August. I completed my Grandmaster title, and in the same year I finished 11th, which is very good in a very strong tournament like World Blitz in St. Petersburg, Russia.
On the chessboard, he likes to play aggressively. Opposition stands no chance, and his sharp brain just ticks with every passing second. Results speak for the 15-year-old.
It's like, to become a Grandmaster, you have some requirements. One is a FIDE rating of 2500 and 3 Grandmaster norms. I'm not sure how to explain a norm, but it is like there is something called a rating performance. And the thing is, you have to play a fixed number of Grandmasters in a tournament, and you need your rating performance 2600 or above to make the norm. And you need 3 such norms, and also you need to surpass 2500 FIDE rating, then you get the Grandmaster title.
He is good across formats. Nihal likes spending time on the chessboard, playing game after game. No match is an easy one, and Nihal never lets his guard down.
Every single game and match is quite tough for me, and the difference between a game and match is that a game is just one game played between 2 players, and a match is a series of them. And I had some very tough matches this year. You just have to. Actually, nervousness is not exactly a bad thing, because it also kind of pushes you to play your best, and you'll focus more automatically, and just have to play with that focus, and then probably you can deal with those situations quite well. It's actually very tough to get back from such a situation, and maybe I'm not that successful in it. But what you should do is you should try to forget about it and just relax somehow, stop thinking about it, which is, to be honest, very tough. But if you manage, then it's make a big difference in the next games. Yes, it's more or less based on intuition. I like to just make moves based on my feeling and not think too much, and I think it works well for me that way.
No matter how good you are in chess, on a given day, anyone can beat anyone. You can be the best on one day and a flop on the other. Results do matter for champions like Nihal, but they avoid taking any undue pressure.
It's hard to mention an exact point, but I'm just trying to enjoy the game and play. Not making too many targets like that, just trying to enjoy and strengthen my chess. I'm not really bothered about what's happening in media or like outside. I just want to focus on my game and get better at it, just focus on chess.
Vishwanathan Anand, Magnus Carlsen and others are just a few names that will get any young chess player excited. Nihal wasn't just lucky to meet them, but also play against them. Chess wasn't just a sport for him anymore, it became a passion.
Champions are different. They think differently. They win games by reading the opposition's mind and mannerisms.
Well, I would be trying to convert my advantage confidently, and be sure not to spoil my advantage. And yes, like, you can read from your opponent's actions and need to keep calm, like, especially when you're frustrated. Sometimes it's easily visible, like you'll be moving around a lot, and also happens with me quite a lot. And you will be visibly frustrated especially if there is a time scramble, which can be very tense. And yeah, in general, probably you can understand your opponent's mannerisms somehow just by observing him carefully.
In India, chess means Vishwanathan Anand. And what does this young grandmaster think about Anand?
I feel very happy, and it feels very nice. I've always admired his chess. He's a very strong player, and also he's the reason for the big boom in Indian chess. If not for him, like before he came into the scene, I don't think India was nearly as strong as it is now. So it's largely due to his contributions that Indian chess has become so much stronger.
Vishy is not the only one whose game Nihal likes. There is someone called as Magnus Carlsen, who the 15-year-old admires.
I enjoy his games a lot, and it's a lot to learn from. He's clearly the best player in the world right now. Well, he has a unique way of playing the game. He just understands it much better than the others, and he's just so dominant. No one else is dominating as well as him right now. I don't really idolize anyone like that. I follow all the players. I just take ideas from their game. I like all the players. I like to follow them. All of them are very strong, so it's hard to idolize on someone.
Chess keeps Nihal busy, and by that we mean extremely busy. So much to an extent that balancing studies is a big challenge.
It's a very tough balance, and I'm just trying to study when I'm not playing chess, so I'm able to manage somehow.
It's really tough.
Yeah, and my parents and friends are also helping me a lot in managing my studies along with chess.
The stardom of Nihal Sarin continues to grow. With every passing day, he continues to add feather in his cap. Things have changed around him, but what remains constant is his love, passion and enthusiasm for chess. The game of 64 squares continues to rule his mind, heart and soul.
Now, being a child prodigy is a different thing, but to deliver the kind of results which Nihal has done in his career so far is astonishing to say the least. Now, why is that possible? It's possible because Nihal has an excellent team which works behind the scenes day in and day out to ensure that he reaches the summit of chess.
Chess is Nihal Sarin's life. In fact, his life revolves around the 64 squares. But there are also few others who are responsible for getting him into the position he is today. Coach Srinath and manager Priyadarshan have played a major role in Junior Sarin's life.
I think the first ever time most people heard of Nihal was when he was walking around the whole hall in this 2014 World Juniors in Pune. At that time, Nihal was, I think, just 10 years old. He was so little, but what was special at that time was he would almost never sit on the board. He would just keep walking around. And almost pretty much everyone noticed. And there was this journalist from Chess Prodigy and India called Sagar who made this video, The Boy Who Never Sits.
I first heard of Nihal when he was, I think, 8-9 years old. I had a habit of reading chess magazines, and I came across this very weird article which said that an 8-year-old has finished joint first in a FIDE rated open tournament. I was shocked. How can an 8-year-old win at least jointly win a FIDE rated open at the age of that young? And so I read that article and I heard that was the first time I read the name Nihal Sarin. It was in this chess magazine called.
The three of them together make a formidable unit, and chess is the only thing on their mind. Quite rare, right? And then everyone thought that chess is an individual sport.
Clearly, what's so special about him, I would say, is that the amount of attention he spends towards chess, and the morning he wakes up and he plays chess. So, for example, everyone knows that you have to spend a lot of time on a skill to get better, but intuitively Nihal does that thing which exactly leads him to progress at the most optimal pace. He spends that much amount of attention, and it happens without any prompt. It happens so naturally. It's almost as natural as what do I say? Like how watching TV used to be at an earlier era, how watching Netflix is in the current era.
That's when I basically thought, okay, I should probably give him a visit. So there was a chance to interview Nihal in 2015. I went to his house. I met him, his parents, and everybody involved with him at that point. I was blown away. I mean, it was very different from a lot of other people. Typically, children have good chess coaches who tell the child to do this, do that, and things like that. This guy was just on his own, and he was moving ahead like a rocket. So I was like, okay, I think I need to. I asked Nihal's parents, can I help? They were like, sure, and that's how it started. Like the association started from there.
The journey has been full of ups and downs. The three of them have weathered the storm together.
The journey has been excellent so far, although it's still only the beginning. So it's been about 3.5 years now. Through this period, I've also learned a lot, both in chess and in terms of chess training, how learning can happen efficiently and effectively, and in all these areas. So it's been a fantastic journey so far.
The one thing is that there is a free flow of inputs when these three sit down together. In chess, coach is referred to as seconds, and Nihal's seconds is second to none when it comes to imparting the knowledge to the youngster.
He was just one among those several talents in India. We have a lot of good kids in India who play chess really well. I kept hearing more and more about it when my friend Priyadarshan used to keep talking about him throughout 2015, 2016 onwards, till the point where I actually met Nihal.
Don't undermine the importance of Priyadarshan here. While Nihal is busy decimating the opponents, Priyadarshan makes sure that he picks and chooses the right tournaments for the 15-year-old.
He's a great person, a good boss, you can say. So in that sense, it's perfectly easy. But the work involved is very tough in the sense that there are a lot of chess tournaments which he has to play. Now it is easier. The last 2-3 years, it was difficult because he was well known, but like there are like many young well-known chess players. That's not a big deal. So not a lot of organizers would immediately give away, invite him all the time. So I had to work my way into it. Like I had to really convince them, negotiate with them, and basically tell them that getting Nihal to play in your tournament is a good idea for you, and make them convinced that, I think it was a very big challenge.
Priyadarshan has been pivotal in Nihal's rise. It is important to ensure that chess remains Nihal's focus. That's Priyadarshan's job.
As and when he got these chances to play these tournaments, he obviously started playing well. And when he played well, his fame, let's say, in the chess world started increasing. And that meant that people knew who is Nihal Sarin. So like around 2017-18, people just knew. I mean, I just had to ask and people would come. People would invite him. But still money was an issue. So not everything worked out perfectly. Around 2018, it started changing completely. People are beginning to invite Nihal now. And now it's a completely different scenario. It's probably for a lot of people, it's an honor if Nihal plays in that tournament. So my job has become easier in that aspect. But in the other side is managing funds. That has always been a challenge, and that continues to remain a challenge. How to make sure that the funds are available and make sure that the career progresses smoothly.
Obviously, given the talent Nihal possesses, expectations are only going to increase. But in this trio's case, they have a process to follow to reach the top.
I want Nihal to be happy, and if I, as far as I understand him, the best way he'll be happy is when he plays good chess. Like he doesn't have result based expectations. He has process and process based expectations. He'll play a bad game. Even if he wins, he'll be extremely irritated. He'll play a good game. Even if he loses, he'll be fine. I mean, it will take some time to recover, but he recovers. So the idea is that he wants to play as well as he possibly can, and I want to help him do that. That's my goal.
Coach and Priyadarshan are doing a great job, but in the end, the results are not in their control. What they can do is to ease the pressure of Nihal off the chessboard.
He's playing a very important role and cannot reach anywhere without him also. Like, he's the one helping me to decide which tournaments I play, and also it's the main reason. Like, he helped me a lot to get some help from sponsors and all. And he also writes to organizers and these tournaments, all these and sponsors. He does all of them. He does a lot of work for me, and I'm very thankful to him.
Not just to Priyadarshan, Nihal owes his success to his coaches too. One who has always given their best to make Nihal the best in the business.
They help me fix my problems, and like they help me with my openings and my chess in general. Like, playing against a good player will automatically improve your chess, and that's what my coaches are helping me with.
The family quotient. If Nihal manages to give his best in chess, a lot of credit needs to go to his parents. Born in a family of doctors, Nihal was always given the freedom to opt for his choice of career. Nihal's father, Sarin Abdul Salam, is a dermatologist, and mother, Shijin Amanam Vitil Umar, is a psychiatrist. But Nihal wanted to make a niche for himself in chess. The doctor duo had no problem whatsoever.
For any sports person to reach the summit, you need to have that support from the parents, which act as the backbone. Nihal's case is no different, and I have his parents right next to me. First of all, thanks a lot for talking to New Zealand, both of you. Sir, if I can start with you first.
Yeah.
Nihal, the chess player, the chess wizard, what's your first thought that comes to your mind?
Yeah, I remember him playing with his grandfather when we lived in Kottayam, and we had no clue whether he will play in such world-class tournaments in future and all. We just support him in whatever he is interested in. That is what we are still doing. In later years, we found, fortunately, people like Priyadarshan, Benjan, and Srinath. Yeah, and then they made the journey a lot easier.
Right. Ma'am, coming to you, as a mother, a kid always requires a support from the mother in terms of emotions and that emotional point of view. So how have you been his emotional partner, if I can put it this way?
What he wants from me is just my presence, just be with him and listen to whatever nonsense he has to tell. He loves to chat with me and spend time with me when he's off chess. So that is a major part I have to do, just be with him.
When he's in a bad mood, or because he's just 15, he's a kid after all. So if he's in a bad mood, what do you do in order to get him up cheering?
For him, it's always better to leave him alone when he's in a bad mood. I never try to console him, and me consoling him irritates him more. So I just leave him alone, and within 10 to 15 minutes, he's back to his normal state. And then he bounces back, he relaxes himself by playing chess online, gets back to his self soon. So it's not much of a problem as of now.
I know that you're not involved into his chess career, but in order to balance that act between a chess player and a 15-year-old kid, how do you do that?
Basically, he wants to be active. He's restless, so a lot of energy in him. So when he's off chess, he would like to be in some sport, like he likes to play badminton or go swimming. So I keep supporting him in those areas. Or else we just go for a walk, or in between talking to me, he keeps pacing about. So it's just supporting him in whatever he does. That's all.
Right. Sir, like you and ma'am both are medical practitioners, if I can put it that way, medical doctors. So, is there a case of the genes being passed on to him? Because even in chess, you need to have a loads of concentration levels.
Anyway, chess genes are not worse. That I can vouch for sure.
Yes.
So, other things, we just allow him to do whatever he likes. I think that's the best way.
Right.
Yeah. Then about other things, it was all quite accidental. First of all, there was a coach in his school, Mr. Matthew P. Joseph, Pottur. And then when we came to Thrissur, it was Nirmal sir, who was a state champion. We had the fortune to have them at the right time. And then, as I mentioned earlier, these people also.
Now, a sportsperson requires all the support in the world to reach the top. But what he also requires is a cordial and happy relation at home with his parents and relatives.
As I'm saying, he's a professional chess player. He's only 15, but he's a professional chess player. So what is the kind of freedom that you have given him, and also the restrictions which comes from a parent's point of view? If I can start with you, sir.
Yeah, what I feel is in the chess part we give complete freedom, and in the current scenario, Priyadarshan and Srinath are controlling, and Dimitri Komarov, as Priyadarshan has mentioned, he has played a huge part. So these people who are professionals and they know their job, they are doing it. And about the parenting part, I think he is still only 15, and he has to be controlled at times, which is not socially acceptable and all.
Like what?
Yeah, because some things he has to learn everything, I know, you might be knowing. So, which might not be appropriate, then we have to tell us parents only. Then we don't think think of him as a chess player.
Rules I tried to put on him, it has never been practical, is regarding his sleep habits and his food habits, his activity level, and his studies. Those are the areas.
Right. So when those kind of accolades you hear, how do you keep him grounded? Because at the end of the day, he's a teenager and things can go a little vary, because the age between 14 and 19 is a very is something which you need to take care of. So how do you keep him grounded? If I can start with you.
See, first of all, he is not aware of the publicity he gets in the media. He never looks into all those kind, and we never promote that. And we never discuss these issues with him, basically. So it's easy with him, and temperamentally also he's not that type of kid who takes it into his head. He's quite cool about it, and he just wants to enjoy his game and move on.
He's showing traits that he wants to be a chess player or want to be even a professional player moving forward. So what are the kind of expectations from him, both as an individual and also as a chess player, in your words?
Yeah, what I remember is the game itself is a great leveler, because once you lose one, then you are brought to the ground level. Then you have to start from again. What I remember is what Captain Richie Richardson said to Brian Lara after his 400 plus innings. Remember, your next innings begins at 0. So he has to take it like that. And about our expectations, it is all in his hands. Because if he continues to enjoy his chess, then he works hard towards a specific goal if he has one. I don't feel it is to be like a set goal or something like that. But what he has to do is enjoy his games and try to play better every game. So then he will reach wherever he is destined to reach.
Right. So humility, humbleness, and keep yourself grounded is a simple mantra according to Nihal's parents, and for the moment he's doing it perfectly.
Nihal also understands the kind of attention his parents have given to make him the champion he is today. Without parental support, Nihal the Grandmaster would be nothing.
They have made many sacrifices for me, like they have to take a lot of leaves and all, and they usually, many parents force the children to study completely, but my parents fortunately helped me continue my chess, and they've done a lot of help for me.
The youngest Indian in history to breach 2,600 FIDE points. Asian Blitz champion, world number 201 and India's number 9. The list is endless here, and the expectations are only bound to rise from here on.
I would like to become the world champion one day. I don't really have a very specific aim, just trying to constantly improve and enjoy the game. I think I should just continue working hard and try to improve. The main thing is that I should just not lose passion for the game, because I think the main thing is interest. If you lose motivation, then you cannot really play well. It's mainly you just like the game, you like to play it, so you'll be motivated. My next tournament will be the Grand Swiss in Isle of Man, which starts on October 10th, and after that I'll be playing a rapid tournament in France and a match with the former world champion Anatoly Karpov from Russia. After that, I'm not sure what I'll play. It's not decided yet.
Nihal's achievements are indeed an inspiration for budding chess players in the country. He is already a celebrity and one who also has a tip for the future generation.
You just need to keep your interest in chess, or whatever. Just follow your passion, whatever it is, and you're sure to reach a very good level.
He is unique. He is extraordinary. He is indeed a special talent. The future of chess in India is indeed safe in Nihal's hands.
At 15, Nihal is touted as someone who will succeed the great Vishwanathan Anand in the near future. But he isn't worried about the comparisons. All he is worried about is to improve his game to the next level and become the king of 64 squares in the near future. With camera person Raghu, this is Abhijit Singh for News 9, Bengaluru.